Welcome back, everyone, to week 6 of Building Ryloth. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys. Well, my biggest fear happened with the mock, unfortunately. And it's not really a huge deal, and it's not something that's going to probably set us back. But the Bricklink order that I submitted will not be here until Monday. What that means is I drop usually this video every Monday around noon. I try to drop it around noon, sometimes later, sometimes earlier. But it needs to come out on Monday. It's a weekly segment. So unfortunately, what that means is we will be working on the mock. It just won't be as extensive as I hoped it would. I have a bunch of tan pieces that are still left here, as you can see, that I would like to get this area filled up with and make it a little bit more fluid, I guess you could say. I do have some of these brick pieces still from Pick a Brick, and I will be putting some down around the barrier of the actual outpost over there because we can just fill in the rest with some other gray pieces for now, but it will not fill up the walls until we get that, unfortunately. So what we'll do is we'll work on the greebling, or work on the flow of the actual texture of the floor. We can get some tiles down in the outpost, which is okay. I can always go back and pick some of those up. What I want to do is complete a stairway and a pathway on the outside of this mock, which we can do. We have pieces for, so that's going to be perfect. At least enough to get a good portion down. I'm going to flatten down the staging ground where we'll have the battalion getting staged before it goes into the ATOT. So we have things we can do, just not as extensive as I always want to do. I always have a big vision of doing a bunch of stuff. So it will have to wait till Monday when I get the parts. I drop the video. Following week 7, we'll have most of that walls built up. So it's okay. But first, we're going to go ahead. Let's just work right on the flow. Let's get on the flow of the flooring here. I really want to get some more of these dark tan there. Like I said, it's going to make it flow a lot better. Also, we do want to kind of get an idea of where we want to put that pathway. We want to get level floor over here for the troops to be staged correctly. So I want to get that done. I was going to get it done later on. Now we're getting it done now. So it's all good. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. I'm just going to time lapse myself, kind of playing around with the texture of the flooring here, playing around with leveling that side out there, maybe getting some more of these tile pieces here and getting them where I want them. And then we'll kind of go off of that and I'll explain it. And then before I get into the stairs or into the walkway, I'll kind of go over what I want to do for that. So right now, let's just get some more texture down on the floor. So we kind of ahead and made this look a lot better on the actual terrain. I'm going to kind of move this so you can see. So we got some more tiled off areas here, some blotches here that I like. I'm going to fill this in here with some other small ones that I have laid away, like cheese slopes and flat tile pieces. I'm going to put there 1x1 tile pieces. Some more blotches here and then back here. And then I made a little stairway, if you can look very far in the back there. Right over here, you're going to see a stairway. This will be where the troops come down, down into the ATOT. So I kind of made it a little bit more slanted, I guess a little bit more smooth for them to walk through. So this is pretty much looking good for the terrain out here. Again, I'm going to add some more tile pieces. I'm running low, and I want to make sure I get the stairs up there by the actual outpost going and completed. So before I get too ahead of myself with using all the tile pieces out here on the terrain, I'm going to go ahead and get involved on, and before I use all these tile pieces out here, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I can get these tile pieces used up there where the stairs need to be. So let's go ahead and flip the mock over, and then we're going to look at the stairway and kind of go off of what we want to do. Alright guys, so this is where we're going to have the stairway that I was referring to right here, and then it's going to be coming down this way. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. I also think I'm going to put some small pieces like 1x4s and 5s to kind of bring this a little bit together so it's not so loose like that. And then Also, you can see here, this is the last part I keep putting away or aside. I keep forgetting to do because I got to go find pieces to make this look a little bit better. But I do need to fill this in. I've been, like I said, putting it off too long now. So we're going to go ahead and get this filled in today and be done with it. Since we don't have the parts for the actual walls on the outpost, it's time to take care of this. And this was going to be needed to be taken care of anyway before we could get the walls on this side put up. So we'll take care of this right now, and we'll start kind of, you'll see me moving around pieces here on the stairway to get it kind of level, get it to where it'll look fluid if a trooper's walking down. Right now you see kind of how it's a little bit higher there. I don't like that. It's too high for troopers to fluidly look like they're walking downstairs. So I kind of did that over there in the front already by leveling that out. So that's something I'm going to do now. And kind of get this to where it looks like they could be walking down a slope stairway, or at least a path, a walkway. And then over here, I do want to get this all leveled out now. So this needs to be a lot more level. It's so choppy because I was just trying to get it down. I really did, honestly, in my opinion, not a very good job making this level. So we're going to deal with that now. We're going to erase those errors, get this leveled out so that we can have troops staged down here. Yes, Ryloth technically wouldn't be that level. Let's be honest, it's not going to be super level for troops to be staged like that. It's canyons and stuff, so honestly, I'm not going to make it extremely level to where they're all on the same height and same flooring. But I want it to look a little bit better than that right now because it's just kind of all over the place. So I'm going to make it mostly level in this area, so that way I can stage them. Over here is fine. I want it choppy, otherwise it looks just a little too flat for Ryloth. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to go over this here and we'll wrap up the video after, but we went ahead and finished the walkway up here. I think it looks really good actually. I leave these ones open here, and then you see there's a couple single studs kind of all around, because there's actually going to be, in that staging of the mock, there's going to be minifigures covering those spots, so you won't see those with the minifigures standing in these areas. I might change it later once I get the minifigures placed, when the mock's coming close to the end, so I might change it just to see depending on the placement of the minifigures. But I also went over here and created a little, well actually I'm going to leave it there. I created a little console to open up a door essentially for the outpost. I'm not going to move it because I don't want to break it anymore, but it's pretty cool outpost little console that I put there. I had some spare pieces from other builds and other Lego sets that have that really cool design for the console panels, so I just made a one right there to go right there for when we'll have a clone standing here kind of accessing the terminal while he's opening up the door or doing whatever he needs to do for the outpost. I put this here as well. This is a light. I will be running a cord through here to light up this light, and I have, I believe, Light My Brick for something this simple already. I'm going to get different lights for the actual outpost ceiling when that's completed, but I will have a little light there. I'm going to probably change this out to yellow or orange. I just have a blue one now to have it there, but that'll be a little light post that I have a light on for the walkway. And then down here, the walkway is pretty much complete as well. I went and put these brick tan that I have spare ones for, not to build this up, but just to give it some more texture. I have some here, and then I have some right here as well. But yeah, I really love the stairway. This came out great. And then over here on the staging area I was talking about, it's very flat now, so this is nice. At least just this kind of box area, I guess you could say. The rest is still rough patch for Ryloth, which is what I like. But down here, we have the actual little area that I'll have the clones staging, and they'll be facing this way, which is where they'll come down this way. So super excited for that. Really excited to get those clones set up once this mock's getting close to the end. I will build another geostructure and have it over here, but I will need some more parts for that geostructure. I have plenty of those plates over there still left. However, I'm going to need some actual interior brick pieces to do that. So I'll do that towards the end as well. The parts for the walls will be here for next week. So we will be able to get this kind of built up so we can get an understanding of that next week. I'm also gonna next week also put the ATOT down where I want it, so that way I can build like imprints of the feet from the ATOT as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up this video, and I'll go over what we've completed and what we plan to complete next week that we haven't mentioned so far. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we have completed this week of the mock. Not insane amount of stuff that was completed this week, but enough to kind of push us in the right direction. The staging ground that I have here is complete, which is awesome. I don't have to worry about that moving forward, putting any minifigures down there. When we do get that set up, I won't have to worry about trying to figure it out then. It's flat, it's ready to go, which is nice. Then the other thing we completed was the stairway and the walkway from the outpost down to the staging area to a degree. I have a lot of tile pieces that are going to be ordered towards the end of the mock, an insane amount of tile pieces to tile off a lot more of the build. So that will be for a later order on Bricklink. Probably will order some rock work as well, so we can get that around the outpost walls then as well. That's just going to be a little bit later. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. For right now though, the next week video, my parts will be coming in, so I will build up these walls around the outpost, which will be fun to do. I do need to take a look at light my brick and find some lights for the outpost that I wanted to use, and kind of figure out what I want to design that outpost. I have an idea of what I'm going to be doing for the roof and for the lighting fixtures in that roof. I'm probably going to build plates with the holes through the center of the plates and put a bulb in each of them, and then I can go ahead and put a light fixture in there to look really good. However, above that, I need to have at least probably a 2 brick buffer so that the light fixtures can fit into the floor plan of that build and have all the lights running in there to the actual lights, or to the actual ceiling. So that is going to be a few weeks down the road though, because right now we still need to do this outpost. We want to tile off this outpost. I was going to do some more tiling work with the outpost today, but I decided not to, because once we get the walls in, it may be subject to change, and I don't want to have to keep pulling up tiles. It's really hard with my hands or even with the brick separator. So if I can do that less, that's the goal. So we're going to wait till that order comes in. We're going to get some more tile down on there. I have a lot of tile pieces already for the outpost portion, but I'm going to need some more again, like I said. And we'll have some brick pieces to go on the walls for scheduling up those walls when we get it. I don't think we're going to need another order for the walls. Fingers crossed once that order comes in. But next week will be really fun to do all the walls and design the outpost. And like I said, the flow of the outpost I want to do this week, I'm going to wait again too, because we really need the walls built up to a degree to get an idea of how we want to move the clone troopers in there. So super excited for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's probably going to be a shorter one just because we didn't have too much to do this week, but I'm still happy we got some work done too. And stay tuned for next week, because it's going to be a big week for us on Building Ryloth. Hopefully we get those walls done like I mentioned. And with all that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We are almost to 200 subscribers. Thank y'all for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.